What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Friday weekly wrap up. Just going over everything in the markets, what KEEL has done this week, and just kind of going over what we did this week, how the market's traded, what we're doing, and just wrapping the week up, man. Thank God it's Friday. The markets have not been great the past couple of days. We're having a pretty broader market sell-off. Bitcoin has really took a hit. It fell below 59K. Crypto's just inching its way down, not really holding any kind of support anywhere. But this is the thing, man, about crypto. I really do think now is the time to start, picking up the DCA into crypto. I've been DCAing into crypto for a while now, basically throughout this whole entire bear market. And, now I think is a little bit of a chance to start picking that up a little bit, start building your positions a little bit stronger, because we are inching, in my opinion. I think we could probably, if I had to guess, I've been through the crypto cycles twice now, and if I had to guess, we could maybe fall another 10 or 15% across the crypto markets. 15 when it comes to the altcoins like Ethereum and Solana, which, by the way, Ethereum and Solana are really the ones I'm DCAing into. I have some Bitcoin, but my main DCA right now is ETH and Solana. Since being in these crypto markets for, 2 cycles now, you see it, right? You see it on the internet. You see it. You see the fear in people. I see a lot of people saying, Bitcoin has no use case anymore. Bitcoin is, going to phase itself out, which is key indicators for starting to pick up a DCA, right? When you start seeing people make those kind of statements, it happens every single market cycle. Every single market cycle. People start trashing crypto. People start losing faith in crypto. They start, questioning the store value in Bitcoin, which it's volatile, man, volatile. But you get crazy returns if you can weather the storm through the crypto winter, right? And that's just what crypto is about. One of these days, maybe will it settle out and, be more stable like, the equity markets? Potentially. But hindsight, man, it's still a young market, really. It's only about 13, 14 years old, which is not a long time at all for a traded market, right? It's fairly new still. And, we're still on that market cycle thing. Every time every year when the bear market comes around, or every other year, people are like, well, this time's different. It's not going to, there's too much institutions. There's too much money behind it. And it never fails that everything revolves around the Bitcoin halving. And it's just a 4-year cycle. It plays out every single time so far. And until that changes, I'm going to continue playing it that way, right? But that's the crypto side of things. I really think, if you are interested in, starting a crypto position, now's the time to start dipping the toes in the water. Now's the time to start either planning out what positions you're going to want, or, like I said, start that DCA and, just DCA every week, month, bi-weekly, whatever you want to do. Anyway, KEEL infrastructure. Man, oh man. KEEL infrastructure is down 22% over the past week. It's been a rough one. This week's been a wild ride. The start of the week, we blasted above $7. I think we got all the way up to like $7.60 some on KEEL infrastructure, which was absolutely insane. And now we're back to about the $5, as of recording this video, we're back to about the $5.60 range, which is where it was last week, right? We popped up and we're straight back down to where we were. So like I said, we're down about 22% this week, which is fine, right? It's giving us an opportunity. If we're, still bullish on KEEL, it's giving us that opportunity to still accumulate, right? We're in that accumulation phase. At least I know I still am. I don't have the position that I want yet, so I'm grateful for the opportunity, right? I'm grateful that it is coming back down a little bit, because I do want to build out my KEEL position even more, right? Another couple buys I did this week was Amazon. I really started, Amazon's just really getting beat up, man. It has underperformed the S&P. It's just really getting beat up. And I think Amazon is the easiest trade in the market, right? By far. Amazon right now is a no-brainer, guys. 100%. Like if you are interested in buying individual stocks and you're not in ETFs and stuff like that, which most of my portfolio is in ETFs, but Amazon right now is just a no-brainer. the thing about Amazon is they're going to be the number one beneficiary of this whole AI thing, right? They just are. All of their different sectors that they control, like the factories, the logistics, is going to get so much more efficient when AI gets better. It's absolutely crazy. AWS is growing like crazy. They're expanding their logistics sector. They're just doing all kind of things, and everybody's just freaked out because of the capex. You can't worry about those things. You can't worry about those. Amazon is one of the best companies you'll ever find in the market right now, and it's one of the best opportunities you'll ever get in the market right now, in my opinion. So that's another one that I picked up with Amazon. I also scooped up some more Zeta. Zeta's getting beat up as well. I'm also starting to look into Palantir. So Palantir this week has gotten absolutely obliterated. It was down at about $107, which is crazy. Yes, it's still a little bit expensive. Yes, it's still a little, the PE is still kind of high, but it's starting to look more reasonable, right? The forward PE now is, I think, at like 30 times, which is starting to look a lot more reasonable. And with the partnership they did with Zeta this week, that was another thing that happened this week, is Palantir and Zeta signed a partnership to build out AI infrastructure for enterprise marketing, which is also super bullish. We've seen Zeta get a big pop off of that, and now it's back down because of the broader markets. Just the fear out there, just the fear. And we also, the important thing to note is, this week, you have seen a lot of the money flow into safer names. So you have started to see Altria Group, Realty Income, the big dividend payers have really held up this week and have actually went up this week. So you always want to take that into consideration when we're having these, downturn in the markets. Pay attention to those dividend payers like Altria, the energy companies, Energy Transfer, Realty Income, stuff like that. Pay attention to those and see what those are doing. And you can kind of see if money's flowing out of one sector into the other. And what they're doing is basically just fleeing to safety, right? They're starting to think that the markets are going to take a broader pullback, and they're fleeing into safer names to just protect their capital, so that's super interesting what happened this week too. The market's just in a weird place right now. It don't know what it wants to do. Also this week, Micron absolutely smashed its earnings, and people thought that was going to continue the AI trade and, really turn the markets around. And it did for like half a day, and then it just shot back down. But Micron and SanDisk and the memory names have really been performing good this week. It's just been a wild week in the markets. I kind of want to see, I'm filming this before the market opened on Friday. So we'll kind of see where everything plays out today. Going to be interesting to see what happens. If Amazon keeps falling, I'm definitely going to be adding more Amazon. If KEEL falls back down near the $5 range, I'm loading the boat on KEEL. And also, I'm thinking about buying some leap options on KEEL. And what a leap option is, it's basically a long dated option. So you can go in and go to the options chain and go to like 2028, like a couple of years away, and buy call options. And what those are is a leap option, right? So you can buy one contract is equal to 100 shares of KEEL, and you can get exposure to KEEL for less money than going out on the open market and buying 100 shares, right? And it kind of gives you a little bit of leverage if you're bullish on KEEL. So thinking about doing that also next week. Let me know and down in the comments if y'all want. Sorry for my voice, man. It's cracking up. But let me know down in the comments if you guys want a options video on KEEL. I'll be glad to make it while I do buy those leap options. It's a really cool thing. It's a really cool thing because you can spend less money and get more exposure, and also be a little levered up, and they're long dated, right? They're 2028. They expire in 2028, which is a long time. And if we think if my thesis is that they're going to have their data centers up and running in 2027 and be fully loaded in 2027, then a long dated option in 2028 really makes sense. And you can, like I said, it gives you a little bit of leverage as well. And I just think it makes more sense. So anyway, guys, that wraps up the weekly roundup. Let me know what plays y'all did this week. Let me know what you're buying. Let me know what you're selling. I'll be interested to know. Are y'all fearful right now? Do y'all think the market's going to pull back even harder? I think it could, man. I think we could maybe see like a 5% pullback in the broader markets. And I'm ready for it. I'm ready to start loading the boat and push forward. So hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please hit the like and subscribe down below. 80% of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed. Hitting that like button goes a long way. It gets the message out there to more KEEL investors. We can get more people on the boat and grow this community. So hope y'all have a good one. Y'all have a safe weekend, and we'll see y'all in the next one.